Welcome back to America Decides and our continuing coverage of the Republican National Convention. Look, ladies and gentlemen, every National Party convention is historic in its own right, but this one especially is because something has happened tonight that has never happened before in the long history of the Republican Party. For 3 consecutive election cycles, the same person has been nominated to lead the Republican Party as the presidential candidate, and that person is Donald Trump. He also made very big news today, naming Ohio Republican Senator JD Vance as his running mate. I'm joined here at the convention by one of Vance's Senate colleagues, Republican Senator from Alaska, Dan Sullivan. Dan, look at the camera, now look at me. I know that's going to be painful, but let's try to work through that.
Sure.
Senator, it's great to see you. First
too,
of all,
man.
your reaction to JD Vance's inclusion on President Trump's ticket.
Oh, I think it's a strong pick. You know, JD is a good friend of mine. By the way, you know, I just retired out of the Marine Corps, 30 years in the Marines. JD is a Marine, and pretty sure, did some research, first Marine ever to be on the vice presidential ticket. And there's never been a Marine president, so I love that as a Marine. But I will tell you this, he's incredibly thoughtful. He comes from a working family background, which has obviously influenced him tremendously. He's seen the challenges of working Americans, including the horrible opioid fentanyl challenges, and he's been a great voice for that, a great voice for veterans. So I think it's a great pick, and you know, he's got a lot of youth and energy.
No doubt. And as everyone who knows who's been around any Marines, there are no retired Marines, there are no former Marines, you're always a Marine.
Well, I was honored. You know, I retired about 3 months ago after 30 years. JD came to my retirement ceremony, so, you know, we Marines stick together.
No doubt, no doubt. It has been described by me and others that JD Vance can be fairly described as Make America Great Again 2.0, the next generation of that movement. Do you see it in that light?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
is that a good thing for the party?
Well, I think it's, I mean, just look at the enthusiasm here, right? We have, right now, what's going on in this convention, incredible unity, incredible energy, and what I think is not getting a lot of press, and I think it should, a really strong platform. 16 pages, very unifying, simple, common sense ideas, not just for Republicans, for all Americans. I encourage everybody, take a look at it. You read about 20 minutes, and it's a really strong platform on some key issues.
In other words, it's not a doorstop like other party platforms that would take a couple of hours to sift through.
Not only not a doorstop, Marsha Blackburn, another Senate colleague of mine, she chaired the platform committee, did a great job. I wanted to keep it in simple, direct terms on big ideas, but important ideas. The president read it, I think edited it a lot. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden's not going to edit the 240-page Democrat platform that they'll put out in a couple weeks.
Senator Sullivan, what effect do you believe the events of this weekend are having here in this convention and will for former President Trump as he navigates his way through all 4 days of this convention?
Well, look, I think that the horrific events on Saturday, an assassination attempt on President Trump that came this close, literally within an inch of probably killing him, not only impacts everybody here in this convention as Republicans, I think it impacts Americans. No American wants that. You know, we have our political differences. We can debate those as hard as we can, but political violence should not ever be part of the equation. So it's clearly bringing unity here. You saw President Trump's courage, defiance, which is pretty remarkable, right? Taking a bullet, getting tackled really hard by the Secret Service, and then getting up and showing that defiance and courage. But I think that's for Americans, not just Republicans, and we can't go down that path. Major, we can't go down that path.
As you well remember, during the primaries, there was a challenger to former President Trump, Nikki Haley, who served in his administration, dismissively referred to by the former president as bird brain. She was originally not invited to speak at this convention. After the events in Butler, Pennsylvania, there was a reassessment and a sense that no, unity and more inclusion is actually what needs to happen. Give me your reaction to Nikki Haley getting a primetime speaking position tomorrow night at this convention.
I think it's great.
Why?
I think it's great because, you know, she had a lot of Republican voters who
still does
supported her, And look, you win elections by being a big tent. Elections are about addition, not subtraction. And I think that her coming here with the strong amount of supporters that she's had is a good thing for certainly the Republican Party. I think it's a good thing for the country.
Where do you think this race sits right now? Every national party expects to get a little bit of a rise, a little bit of a bump out of the convention. Where do you think the race is now? Where do you hope or you expect to see it a week from now?
Well, look, I think there's a big difference going on right now. And that's, you're seeing here, unity, as I mentioned, energy, and a very strong support for a common vision in our Republican platform. If the Democrats are holding their convention right now, I don't think you'd see that at all. You certainly wouldn't see unity. You wouldn't see a common vision. And I'm not sure you'd see this kind of energy. As a matter of fact, I know you wouldn't.
Alaska Republican Senator Dan Sullivan. Great to see you.
Thank you, Major.
Thank you very much. Great pleasure to have you with us.